Jay-Z and Beyoncé's empire is facing a storm it can't control as rumors surface that an ex-nanny leaked files exposing a 20-year cover-up involving secret meetings, power games, and even Rihanna. For decades we bought the Carters' flawless narrative, the billionaire power couple, untouchable music as gospel, but new allegations, resurfaced clips, and timeline inconsistencies are shattering that illusion. Online detectives are re-examining the legendary 2005 night when a 16-year-old Rihanna was signed to Def Jam, questioning the story of dedication and talent with a much darker lens. Insiders claim the dynasty was a fortress built on silence, and the person who might hold the key to the truth is someone they never wanted you to notice. Everything you thought you knew is being questioned, and once you see the cracks you can't unsee them. Why was a minor kept in the room until 3 a.m.? Where were her guardians? Why was the pressure so intense that she physically couldn't leave? Leaked discussions spreading across Twitter and TikTok are pointing to a stark power dynamic, a mogul versus a child. According to these new theories, that locked door meeting wasn't just about a contract, it was about control. Fans are re-watching old interviews with Rihanna, studying her eyes, her voice, and her hesitation, and many swear she looks terrified. One clip shows her joking about not being allowed to leave. Back then the interviewer laughed, but today led with these insider claims it reads as coercion, not opportunity. TikTok users are even breaking it down frame by frame, pointing out what they call trauma markers: nervous laughter, looking down, shifting in her seat, claiming a 90 match with victims of high-pressure manipulation. It gets darker. The nanny allegations suggest Beyoncé may not have been a bystander. Rumors hint at a containment strategy from day one, and that mid-2000s feud stories weren't just tabloid fodder, they may have been warnings. We ignored old headlines about jealousy and threats to the throne suddenly look prophetic. Fans are connecting dots in song lyrics, realizing that what sounded like fiction may have been a diary. If the nanny's claims are even partially true, the public image of mentorship and support was really a ruthless game of survival while we danced to the hits. A psychological thriller was playing out behind the scenes, and now everything about the motive is starting to click into a chilling picture. Why is this story exploding in 2024 and 2025? You have to look at the source that's been screaming from the rooftops for years. Jaguar right. For the longest time people dismissed her, called her bitter, crazy, or chasing clout because her career didn't hit the same heights, but now the internet is issuing a massive apology because the things she said years ago about Diddy, about the dark underbelly of the industry, are coming true one by one. Jaguar has been laser-focused on the Carters for years, alleging that their power couple dynamic is more than love, it's a business arrangement built to silence victims and hoard power. She claimed careers were destroyed to protect the throne, and now with this nanny story surfacing, her words hit differently. The motive is clear: the brand, the billion-dollar empire. If the truth about how they allegedly crushed competition and manipulated young artists had come out a decade ago, there would be no billionaire status, no stadium tours, no Queen Bee worship. It all falls apart. The timeline of the Carters' rise aligns eerily with the disappearance or fall of other major R&B stars. Fans are pointing to Amory Carrie Hilson. Remember when Carrie refused to bow down and her career vanished overnight? Many argue that wasn't coincidence, it was a calculated career hit. And then there's Rihanna. She survived. She didn't just survive, she thrived, and people are asking at what cost? What did Rihanna have to agree to? What did she have to stay silent about to avoid ending up like the others? A theory circulating online suggests that her pivot to business, Fenty Beauty, the lingerie line, stepping back from music, wasn't just about passion, it was about escape, building her own fortress so she no longer had to rely on the very people who allegedly controlled her career. Imagine becoming a billionaire selling makeup just to break free from people who held your future hostage. That kind of hustle hits differently when you see it as survival. The financial cracks are starting to show too. Rumors claim the Carters' influence is weakening. Ticket sales are scrutinized, album streams debated. When money slows, loyalty fades, NDAs expire, checks stop clearing, and that's when skeletons begin tumbling out of the closet. The empire is vulnerable and the sharks are circling this nanny isn't just speaking out for justice. Many speculate she's speaking now because the fear is gone. Fear was the glue holding the Carters' empire together, and here's what really hits: strip away the billions, the Grammys, the designer clothes, and look at the human at the center. Rihanna, she was 16. At that age most of us were worried about homework, crushes, or getting a driver's license. She was thousands of miles from home without a safety net, walking into a room with grown men who controlled the entire Music industry just to sing. Rihanna just wanted to live her dream, and if these allegations are true, she walked straight into a trap. It breaks your heart because we see her now as a powerful mogul, a strong mother, and we forget the scared 60-year-old she once was. The leaked discussions about that night describe a girl cornered a girl who felt she had no choice. That isn't business, that's predation. Then there's Beyoncé. We always paint her as the queen, the mastermind, but what if she's a victim? 2. What if the perfect wife image is actually a cage? Imagine the pressure of smiling on stage next to a man while the world whispers about what he's doing behind your back. Imagine performing love for the cameras while your real life is falling apart. That's a heavy burden. That's someone's mother, someone's daughter, and they are dealing with real trauma while the world treats it like entertainment. Think about the elevator footage with Solange. That moment wasn't just anger, it was pain. A family silently screaming for help, and we turned it into memes. We laughed, we joked about Jay-Z's 100th problem, but looking back it's tragic. A family being eaten alive by secrets, that's the human cost of this level of fame. And then there's the Met Gala 2014, the night that changed celebrity culture. If you think that situation was resolved, you're dreaming. The new allegations cast a completely different light on those 3 minutes of grainy security footage. At the time, the PR spin sold us the Happy Family remix, but now everything looks different. But let's look at that elevator tape again now that we know more. Watch Solange. She isn't just lashing out, she's attacking, defending something or someone. For years the street theory was that Jay-Z wanted to go to a party hosted by Rihanna. Beyoncé said no and Solange said hell no. But why would a simple party trigger a physical assault in a high security elevator? Unless it wasn't about a party, unless it was about a pattern, unless Solange knew exactly what was happening behind the scenes. Maybe the very things this nanny is now exposing and finally snapped. The internet is convinced Solange was the only one brave enough to confront the monster. Look at Beyoncé in the video. She stands there, doesn't intervene, just fixes her dress. That stillness chills people to the bone. Psychologists on TikTok are analyzing it as a freeze response, a sign of someone who has seen this movie before, someone used to chaos. It suggests the elevator incident wasn't an anomaly, it was a Tuesday. Notice what followed: the On the Run tour, the joint album, the massive PR campaign proving they were in love. It was almost too perfect, too fast, like a cleanup crew sweeping broken glass under the rug. And now with these new claims about Rihanna and the nanny's insights into household tension, that elevator footage looks like the only moment of truth we ever got. For 3 minutes we saw the rage that had been building for a decade. People are saying Solange wasn't fighting over a party, she was fighting for her sister's soul, fighting against the machine, and Jay-Z standing there not fighting back. That looks like guilt, that looks like a man who knows he got caught. The internet never forgot that elevator video, and now it's being used as Exhibit A in the trial of public opinion. It's the piece that makes the nanny story believable. Saw the violence, we saw the fracture, but we let the narrative talk us out of trusting our own eyes. And honestly, this rabbit hole goes far deeper than Rihanna in the elevator. Pull on this thread and the whole sweater unravels. Fans are digging up names we haven't heard in this context for years. Foxy Brown, the rumors around Ali Arthur's a persistent theory that Jay-Z has always had a specific way of moving with young talent, mentorship that turns into ownership, promises that turn into control, patterns don't lie. Then there's the rose theory circulating on Twitter, a deep dive into symbolism in Beyoncé's music videos. Roses, thorns, burning houses. Fans argue Beyoncé has been leaving breadcrumbs for years. In Lemonade she smashed windows, called out Becky with the good hair. We assumed Becky was a person, but what if Becky was the industry? What if she was the system Jay-Z represents? Suddenly the album isn't a breakup, it's a whistleblowing statement. Meanwhile, the nanny's claims are being backed up by whispers from former bodyguards, studio engineers, and insiders posting cryptic messages. The truth is finally coming. Silence is expensive, but freedom is free. These aren't random voiced people who were in the room signaling the dam is breaking. One person jumps and the dominoes fall. Now that the nanny allegedly jumped, everyone else is lining up at the cliff. A domino effect is underway. Let's be real about the media's role in all this. For years, mainstream outlets wouldn't touch Jay-Z, was too powerful, too untouchable. One phone call could bury a story or end a publication. But now even the blogs are getting brave. Even the big outlets are asking questions about his business dealings. The Rock Nation brunch, his connections to Diddy. The Shield is gone without that shield. All the side stories, all the rumors from the past 20 years are rushing back to the surface. It's an avalanche, and The Carters are standing at the bottom of the mountain looking up this isn't just about one celebrity couple. This is the end of an era, the era of the untouchable star, the era where money and PR controlled the narrative. That era is dead. Social media killed it. TikTok detectives killed it. You can't buy silence anymore, not when everyone has a platform, not when a random user in their basement can connect dots better than the FBI. The bigger conversation is about the industry itself. How many other empires are built on the same dark foundation? How many other icons live in fear of the people around them? This is a wake-up call. If Jay-Z and Beyoncé, kings and queens of the world, can be exposed like this, nobody is safe, absolutely nobody. It also forces us to confront how we consume celebrity culture. We worship these people, we defend them like they are family, the hive, the navy, we go to war for them, but we don't really know them. We don't know what happens when the cameras turn off, and maybe we've been defending the villains. That's a hard pill to swallow. The soundtrack to your life might have been produced by a monster. But we have to face it. We have to ask ourselves, are we complicit by buying the albums, by ignoring the rumors, by laughing at the Solange video? Did we help build the walls that trapped these young women? The internet is in the middle of a moral reckoning. People are canceling their favorites left and right because they are realizing that talent doesn't equal virtue, that separation is painful but necessary. If we don't hold them accountable, who will? The music labels, the PR machines, nothing on the payroll. We are the only jury that matters, and right now the jury is looking at the evidence and it's not looking good for the defense. So what happens next? Experts predict either total collapse or a massive pivot. Usually the Carters go silent. They don't respond to rumors, don't do interviews, they just drop an album and let the music speak. But this time that strategy might fail. The allegations are too loud, too detailed, the Nanny story too damaging. Stay silent, and the public reads it as admission of guilt. Speak and they risk provoking more witnesses. Jaguar Wright releasing more receipts. The Nanny giving a sit-down interview. They are in checkmate. Speculation is running wild. Could we see a strategic divorce to protect Beyoncé's brand from the fallout? People are calling it the potential breakup of the century. Imagine if couple that survived everything, possibly brought down by the truth. And as for Rihanna, she's staying quiet, and that silence is the loudest noise in the room. She isn't posting pictures, she isn't engaging with them. She's just living her life, raising her kids, running her empire, counting her billions. That distance speaks volumes. I made it out. Good luck to you all. We're watching the finale of a 20-year-long show and nobody knows how it ends. One thing is certain, the image is shattered, the glass is on the floor, and no amount of PR glue can put it back together. Stay locked in, because this story is only getting crazier. We're just at the tip of the iceberg. More details are dropping every hour, more clues are surfacing, and reports say the Nanny hasn't even played her ace card yet. I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the allegations? Was the elevator incident the smoking gun we ignored for years? And what about Rihanna's silent self-protection, or a strategic move waiting for the right moment? This is the conversation everyone's scared to have, but we're having it right here. Make sure you like the video, it helps get this story out to more people. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because if Jaguar Wright or the Nanny drops another file, well, go live immediately to break it down. I appreciate you for sticking with me. This is heavy stuff, but we've got to keep our eyes open. Watch who you idolize. Remember, not everything that glitters is gold, sometimes it's just painted rustily.